What's up everybody, welcome back to another shoe rotation video. We're gonna get straight into it like always with the pair I used in my last game. And that was the Book 1 in this beautiful desert camo colorway. Quickly about last game as well, I scored my career high in professional basketball. I had 37 points and 10 rebounds and we got a very important overtime win. We're still undefeated in the league and everything was going in for me. I think I had like 75% field goal percentage, a lot of drives to the basket, some pull-ups as well. It felt really nice and it was very important that we got the win. At the end, I also scored like 5 points in a row. First, a pull-up jumper to tie the game. Then I had a layup, a blow-by to take the lead. And then I got 2 free throws. I was fouled on my last jump shot. And I missed the first, it bounced out. It was really crazy, man. I thought it was gonna go in and just rolled out. And then luckily made the second for overtime and then we got it done there. So yeah, I played with the Book 1. You already know everything about their performance, as I've talked about them so much because they're my favorite shoe. If you haven't, just check out one of my many reviews. And now for some new shoes in my rotation. The first one I hooped with today, and I have to say I absolutely love them. It's the 741 Rover. This is Jaylen Brown's own brand and it's his first signature shoe. He turned down a big deal with Nike to start his own brand. I really support what he's doing. I like the things he stands up for, and this shoe is hella comfortable. The cushioning setup actually isn't as soft as it looks. You're very low to the ground and there's some compression in your forefoot, but not as much in the heel. But the materials are cozy as hell. They call it super fabric. It's like 3 or 4 layers of fabric hugging around here. And of course, that little stretchy material on the outside is the most prominent. And it's super comfortable. It's great for wide feet as well. I went with my usual size 14. They run a little bit short, but they're extremely wide and forgiving and just very comfortable shoe. Excellent for me and for my likings because I love low to the ground shoes that have just enough impact protection, especially in the heel, but that overall are very comfortable, like the Book 1, for example. The traction performance was also very good. These have one of the loudest squeaks I have ever heard. So if that's important to you, you should definitely get a pair of them. They're a little bit expensive, coming in at 200 euros or dollars. And I got my pair from Kicks. You can find an affiliate link in the description box down below or just use the code LUKAS for a discount. But overall, I'm really liking the 741 Rover so far. And I'm also planning on doing a full performance review of these here on YouTube. The next shoe I'm also really liking, and I was trying to get a pair for so long. It's the Xero X1 Low, and these are barefoot basketball shoes. So I said already, I have extremely wide feet, and off court, I almost only wear barefoot shoes anymore. Only sometimes when I'm really like taking longer walks on concrete, I need a little bit of cushioning. It's just too hard for my feet. But the fit is absolutely amazing. Of course, go true to size because these will not be narrow. And I've been thinking about the concept of a barefoot basketball shoe for a while. The only thing that I usually don't like is when shoes flex that much. Now these have a tiny little bit of support here in the midfoot and the toe area flexes like crazy. Torsionally, they're okay, but usually I prefer shoes that are more stiff. Just for a quick comparison, here's the Book 1, as I said, my favorite shoe. Toe box, very flexible, midfoot, extremely stable. So that was my one concern with these. And that kind of the heel, it does have a minimal heel counter, but you can still like compress it a lot. When you lace them down really tightly, I felt safe and secure. I haven't hooped with them that much yet because it says I should like let my feet get used to that. I don't think you have to do it as excessively as they suggest because of course I'm used to barefoot shoes from just off court walking around. But of course it's something different if you actually hoop with them. So they really have minimal impact protection, minimal cushioning, minimal supportive features, and they just want your feet to be allowed to move like they would normally. My one thing with that is I normally, or like let's say 500, 600, maybe even more, 1,000 years ago, when people were walking barefooted, so to say, they weren't playing basketball, you know, they weren't jumping, they weren't landing, they weren't doing hard cuts and movements. So I think you would probably still need a little bit of cushioning for actual basketball. But of course, these are being worn in NBA games and WNBA games. So it's possible, but I just have to find out if it's possible for me as well. It's the Nike LeBron 23. I also got these from Kicks. And right out of the box, I tried them on. They are very comfortable, but they're still pretty damn heavy. So when I saw the first pictures of them with the drop-in midsole, the full Zoom X sock liner and stuff, or Zoom X drop-in, I was really excited because that had a lot of potential to be a great shoe. And I thought they were going to be going more into the direction of the LeBron 20 again, as opposed to the direction of the LeBron 22, which were extremely heavy and clunky. The LeBron was also 21 was also heavier, but still more in the direction of the 20. And unfortunately, these are still more in the direction of the 22. They just feel a little bit too heavy on my feet. and I don't really like that. They're also very heavy in the heel, so this part right here is kind of pulling down to earth. And they're not very stiff because the materials are, luckily here you've got some textile and then just some plastic overlays that will probably need some break-in time. We still have the Nike Sphere setup here in the heel, and as I said, the drop-in is very comfortable, but I would have just wished that these would go more into the direction of the LeBron 20 or like a drop-in midsole shoe like the Kobe 8 or the Kobe 9, which are very lightweight and minimal. They remind me somewhat of the All-Pro Nitro Elite, which of course was a great shoe, but my complaint with them was also that they're kind of heavy and just also a tiny little bit clunky, so we'll have to wait and see. I think traction performance will be amazing. It's kind of wave-like pattern, and it's also got like a very sticky sound to it. Doesn't usually mean that it's got good traction performance. Same with the squeak, but it's a nice thing when you hear that walking up and down the court. But as I said, I'm yet to wear them on court, so I still have to keep testing them. Next up, that was the shoe I had my pre-game practice in last week. It was the New Balance Two-Way Volume 5, and I absolutely love them. I don't know why I've been playing with them so little, probably because I've got so many shoes, but they're incredibly comfortable. A lot of impact protection in the heel, lower to the ground in the forefoot. That's just how I like it. The materials are nice and soft, all synthetic, also decently breathable actually. And the traction performance is also very good. Plus, they have a very good supportive system as well. You've got this big external heel counter. We got a shanklet, and as you can see, the toe area flexes and the midfoot is perfectly stable. So I really, really enjoy these, and I'm gonna say now and hope that I won't forget it. They're going to be in the rotation way more throughout the next couple of weeks. Then another pair that came in rather recently and that I've worked out in once or twice, the Joker one in this beautiful reverse colorway. They've been doing reverse colorways for a lot of their models, but not for the Joker model yet, and these look absolutely amazing in my opinion. Also posted some shorter videos about them if you want to check those out. Overall, the Joker one is also a really good performer. They just made the list of best shoes per position for centers, of course. They're very supportive. They've got good traction performance, good cushioning setup, and the materials are a synthetic leather that is actually very close to real leather, which is a cool thing because you get the performance benefits, but still without the animal cruelty part to it. So I'm really enjoying these as well. And now for the last two shoes that I've been using the past week. One is yet again the Nike Book 1, and of course I talked about them already, but I want to keep these in video because if you look at the medial side of the shoe, you can see here in the back that there is some weird like material sticking out of the insole, and that is actually because I glued them last year, but unfortunately the glue isn't holding up. So I might have to retire these. I know a lot of you will say they're still perfectly good to go, and I would usually agree, and I still practice them in them even though the outsole was kind of ripping off. But the last practice I had with them was last Wednesday. Every time I was on my heel, it felt like this material from the outsole that's ripping off is like going underneath my shoe, and I'm just not stable anymore. So it was a very weird and uncomfortable feeling, even that I don't want to have while playing basketball. So I think I might have to retire these. Same as I did with the Sunrise colorway that we won the championship in last year. But I actually ordered a new pair of the Sunrise from StockX. They should arrive soon. They're just in the process of being checked out, so I hope they're legit. And now the last pair that I hooped in last week, I did a shoot around in them and a gym session, the KD 17 Halloween. I also really want to get the KD 18 Halloween. Those look so damn sick. And I wanted to hoop in these because I've been planning to do it for a while, and the KDs have kind of dropped out of my shoe rotation in the last couple of months, and a comment actually pointed that out to me, and that was a very valid point because I did really enjoy them. So I got reminded of how much I like them, so to say, and I went back and hooped with them. They've got very reliable traction performance, same outsole as the KD 18 as well if you're interested. And this color just looks amazing in my opinion. I really like the laces that kind of should be reminiscent of spider legs. Of course, for the Halloween theme, the glow in the dark. So it's a really cool colorway. And the cushioning setup is very comfortable. Last week, my legs were extremely tired. So I wanted something with a lot of cushioning. And these are just hella comfortable. Materials break in so quickly too, and are all synthetic. And last but not least, the support features are actually also pretty good. The lacing system works well. I actually like the lacing system more than the lacing system on the KD 18, simply because that weird caging on the 18 kind of pulls the laces outward, so it takes some time for them to be really locked down and for you to be able to lace them down properly. So that was it for all the shoes I wore this week. Let me know if you've got any performance questions on them. As I said, I'm going to be doing separate reviews on the 741 Rover 1, the Xero X1 Low, and of course the LeBron 23. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like and also comment your thoughts, as I said. And if you did all that and still want to see more of my content, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel. Have a good one and see you next time.